Welcome. This is Jane Gardner, and welcome to Solopreneur Success Strategies. Today is Jill or Jack of All Trades Thursday, and we're talking about payment systems, PayPal, payment buttons. Last time we had a look at how to put in a payment button, and today we're going to have a look at the new PayPal. Just take a quick tour so next time you go in, you can understand where everything is. So, who am I? Well, I'm Jane Gardner, and I work with my husband in a structural engineering firm. And about 3 years ago, I came onto the internet in order to see if I could help others start their own business. So that's me, and we live over in Western Canada. Now, why is this called Jill or Jack of All Trades? Because a solopreneur needs to know a little bit about a lot of things. We've had a look at HTML, we've had a look at WordPress, we've had a look at cash flow, we're looking at payment systems right now, and we'll be looking at other things as well, because a solopreneur needs to know a little bit about a lot of things. So today we're looking at how to get sales in terms of how to get the payment. So we've already looked at how to put the payment button for PayPal onto your website sales page. So to go have a look at that, you can go back and look at my YouTube channel at jgtips.com/YouTube and have a look there and see how to put one the old way onto a sales page. Today we're just going to have a tour of the new PayPal, and then maybe next week we'll show you how to do it. It's very similar for the new PayPal, but I haven't set up a sales page to put the new button on, so I'll do that for next week. But today I'm going to just show you the new PayPal in case you haven't seen the changes. We can have a tour. So here we go. So for those of you who don't know, PayPal is at paypal.com, and I know you've probably used it for your personal business, going and doing transactions and sending money to family and receiving money when you sell something on eBay, but you can also use it for your business. And then last week I showed you how to put a PayPal button onto your sales page, and that will then once it's had the transaction done, the money goes into PayPal, and then you get it out of PayPal to go and put into your bank. But today we're going to have a look at the layout of the new PayPal, and they have a welcome tour, and so it gives a quick overview of where to find everything you need to run your business. So let's go and have a look. First, over on the left, we have the transfer money and currencies, where you can add or withdraw money to and from your bank and PayPal accounts. Of course, you have to tie your bank account into PayPal in order for PayPal to function, but you don't actually physically put the money into the bank. You have to do it yourself. It doesn't go automatically into your bank account. And then over on the top left, this is the money in the menu, is where you check your balance. You send and request, withdraw, and add money. You can also see and edit details about your bank accounts, your credit cards that you use, your Visa debit cards, and your PayPal account. Then next we have the activity, where it's an overview of all your transactions. There's also a view showing fees and your running balance, and quick links to important features like shipping. And then tools in the upper menu is all about the important stuff like making the PayPal buttons, invoicing, and shipping. You can also make it so that it shows up your most important use in your tools first. Over on the right, of course, you have notifications where you'll get important messages about your account with the bell there. And then, of course, your profile, where you view and edit settings for your personal business information, including fraud and security safeguards. And then we have always, when it opens up, the activity, which is an overview of your transactions, and a view showing fees and your running balance. And you can also have a look at shipping and payments sent and payments received. And more is where you find your reports and a link to the Resolution Center where you can contact your PayPal representative to get them to answer any questions you might have. So there you go. So under Tools, you have your API credentials, which we'll talk about at another time. You have to set up your business, so we'll have a look at that quickly now. We also have a section for invoicing, so you can create an invoice that will be sent to the buyer with your invoice with your product. We have your PayPal buttons where you can make them and request money, and then Resolution Center, send money, and then all tools. So let's go and have a look at business setup. Just make sure it's so basically when you want to set up, you want to first set up your payment setup. So how do you want to get paid? So do you want to get paid on your website and accept credit card payments and PayPal on your website? Or do you want to get paid via online invoicing? Well, you can do both. You can create invoices, as I mentioned in the invoice section, and send them out to your buyers. Or you can get paid on eBay. Certainly, I'm sure some of you who've been using eBay for a while will know that, of course, you can be a buyer and a seller on eBay, and the money and transactions all go through PayPal. Okay, you have to actually say which one you want to do before it goes on. Okay, well, there we go. Get paid on your website and get paid via online invoicing, and not terribly interested on eBay. So how do you want to process payments on your websites? So do you want to process all your payments, including credit and Visa debit cards, through PayPal? Or do you already process card payments and just want to add PayPal as another way to get paid? So usually I think, which choice should we do? I'm not sure, because I actually have Stripe as well, which I use for my credit card payments. But you can add PayPal as another way to get paid. So let's just do this. Now, how do you want to set up PayPal on your website? You can either integrate with PayPal or create payment buttons using HTML. So you can compare the options of that. So you can create an e-commerce solution that's already integrated with PayPal, or use create payment buttons using HTML. For those of you who not going to be having a store, probably the PayPal buttons is probably best. It's a lot less complicated. Oh, so we've gone back again. Okay. So we're going to, what are we going to do? We're going to create PayPal buttons using HTML. So let's create a payment button. Okay, and this it's similar, very similar to the previous PayPal setup. There's an easy way to accept payment, and you can use this page to customize your button and create the HTML you need to copy and paste into your website. So you choose a button type and enter your payment details. Most people use buy now or subscription or automatic billing, etc. You put in what the item name is, put an ID if you need it, because you have different item IDs, give the price, and if you need multiple prices, you can also have that choice that they choose from. And then you can add a drop-down menu as well for making those multiple prices, and a text field if you want in order to maybe mail them something. And this is their standard buy button, still the same. And it includes the Visa and credit cards set up. Do you want shipping? Put that in. Do you want a tax rate? Basically, for myself, I use the save value in your PayPal profile because they know where you're, what country you're in, so they'll use that tax rate for people who are also in the same country. For myself, I don't have to charge tax unless people who are buying are also in the same country as me, and then I collect the tax. And then to use your secure merchant account ID or my primary email address. Let's see if we should learn more about that. Maybe. Let's have a look what a merchant account ID is. It links your merchant account ID to your primary email address so it isn't visible to spammers. So if your Premier account, your email address may still appear within the head tag of your checkout page. And the primary email address will show your primary email address in the button code, making it visible to spammers. That's probably not a good idea. So probably better to use a secure merchant account ID, which of course is in your account information. Oops. And we have the same track inventory, profit and loss, save the button at PayPal, track inventory if you wish, if you have more than one piece to sell. Oops. But you also have to customize your advanced features, by the way. So you can customize your checkout page so it has your name on it, so the customer recognizes that it's a checkout page, and whether or not they want to change quantities of their order, you give them a choice on that. Do they want to add any special instructions, such as maybe in their address? Do you need their shipping address? If you say yes, then they have boxes on the invoice for them to fill that in. And then they want to give you want to be able to give a URL web address to where they will take the customer when they cancel their checkout. Some people use the sales page that they have already so they go back to the same sales page if they happen to cancel, so they can think about it again. Or you can also have to give an URL to this URL when they finish checkout, and usually that will be the URL to when they've bought something such as a subscription, to go and get their username and password, or that'll be the thank you download page where they can get their product. It depends on how you're using the checkout. And then, of course, you can maybe make it fancy by putting in line breaks, etc. And you just press create a button. And I think we've gone through that before. So let's see, what should we add as on to that? Not much, I don't think, because it shows you it's very similar in terms of the layout. Maybe we'll go back to the layout. Oh, no, we won't go back to the layout. Let's go back to business setup. So account setup, you need to confirm your email. You need to link your bank to able to transfer money between your PayPal account and your bank. And you may have to make your business name clear for customers so they can recognize it on their bank statements. And you also may limit the amount of funds you can move from your PayPal account until you provide us with more information about yourself. So that would be the final point, would be to say that always make sure you find out who you can contact at PayPal to be your PayPal representative, and give them a call to just mention if you're having a big sale, that you're going to have a large number of transactions, or if you want any advice on how to set that up, etc. It's always good to have a good relationship with PayPal. And so as you can see, it's very similar to the old PayPal that I had in the other recording. And next week, what we'll do is give you some tips on how to do a PayPal button easily, as well as give you a flow chart that you could write down to remind yourself on the things that are important for you to remember when you're creating your PayPal button that will create a sale on your sales page and give you some money for your business. So this is Jane Gardner, and I hope that I found that a bit interesting in terms of it looks very similar PayPal layout, but a bit easier for those of us who need to be able to be well organized. Thank you for listening.